Right now on CBS 12 News this morning, the legal battle on abortions here in Florida takes a new turn after a state judge declared the 15-week ban unconstitutional.
To say that the state constitution mandates things like dismemberment abortions, I just don't think that's the proper interpretation.
Ahead, what this ruling means for women across our state and why abortion rights groups say that there is still a long road ahead.
The travel rush for the long weekend now underway. Coming up, why issues at airports could get worse, but good news about gas prices if you're hitting the road for the holiday.
And we've got a couple showers coming on shore this morning. I have a closer look at the rest of your day.
It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News This Morning.
Well, thank you so much for starting your Friday morning with us. I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Sam Kerrigan. Friday of that long 4th of July holiday weekend, and it is going to be a busy one, whether you're heading to the airport or hitting the roads.
Yeah, meteorologist Lauren Oleski joining us. Now, Lauren, how's the weather for all those traveling or even just staying out here to cook out and shoot fireworks?
Hot, humid, scattered storms, right? That's just the answer I always give you. Yeah, it's not going to be too bad out there for the next few days, especially if you're staying local. Now, we do have some showers coming on shore early this morning. If you were driving across the state, if you're headed west towards the Gulf Coast, go this morning because there's going to be a lot of storms developing along the Gulf Coast later today, while our skies this afternoon are going to be a little drier. Now, yes, we do have some showers that are coming on shore in Boca. These extend up towards Delray and into Boynton Beach. Up near Wellington, near Green Acres as well, but it's much weaker. We're not dealing with as dark of red coloring, and you'll see it's kind of a little bit more spread out. That's just showing you that it's weakening a little bit. So the rain extends up US 1 towards Boynton Beach, across Boynton Beach Boulevard towards 441 into West Delray. Boca also dealing with those showers this morning. 84 degrees in Delray Beach, but 73 in Port St. Lucie. That southeast wind bringing lots of heat into the area for us today. Temperatures for West Palm and Vero Beach, highs will be near 90 degrees all weekend long. It'll be nice and warm out there. It's going to feel like the upper 90s, though, so a lot of people will be outdoors this weekend. Just make sure you're staying hydrated. Matt, Sam.
All right, thank you, Lauren. At 6:02, let's take a look at our roads. If you're heading to work or getting an early jump on that holiday travel, so far so good out there across our area. This is a check in Fort Pierce right now. You can see all green there on I-95 and the Turnpike right near Okeechobee Road.
6:02 this morning, Florida's 15-week abortion law now in effect, facing a legal challenge after a state judge ruled it unconstitutional. It's a win in a long battle for reproductive health care providers who sued to block the ban, arguing it violates the right to privacy. The judge's temporary block following similar rulings in other states as more abortion rights groups demand protections after the high court overturned Roe v. Wade a week ago. And our Kara Duffy live outside Planned Parenthood in West Palm Beach. Kara, what does this mean for women in Florida?
Well, Matt, that judge in Tallahassee ruled that the state cannot enforce this 15-week ban, saying that it's unconstitutional and that it violates the privacy provision in the state constitution. Now, keep in mind, though, the judge's ruling only temporarily blocks it. It's not official until a written order is signed by him, which he said wouldn't happen right away. So this leaves some room for confusion in the meantime, as that law took effect at midnight. Now, we checked in with an expert on constitutional law from Boynton Beach who told us this legal fight over the law, well, this is just the beginning.
There's a real legal quagmire that is going on here that the courts are going to have to wrestle with. Florida's Constitution does have written in it an explicit right to privacy. So the court has to balance a woman's right to privacy with the state's legitimate interest in protecting human life.
Now, under Florida's law, most abortions would be banned after 15 weeks, with exceptions if the procedure is necessary to save a mother's life, prevent serious injury, or if the fetus has a fatal abnormality. There are no exemptions in cases of rape, incest, or human trafficking. So, Matt, Sam, again, right now, this really is just a waiting game until the judge officially signs that temporary block.
All right, Kara, thank you. And now the governor says he will continue his legal battle on abortions by appealing the ruling. In a news conference near Orlando, the governor made it clear he was not happy about the judge's decision.
These are unborn babies that have heartbeat, they can feel pain, they can suck their thumb. And to say that the state constitution mandates things like dismemberment abortions, I just don't think that's the proper interpretation.
Republican Representative Anthony Sabatini from Lake County in Central Florida is calling on a special session to make Florida's law even more restrictive, banning abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Right now, though, there's no word on if the governor will call for a special session.
Well, this morning, we're also hearing from the governor's contenders in the November election about the judge's ruling. The only statewide elected Democrat in Florida, Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried, tweeted, quote, "The 15-week abortion ban was just ruled unconstitutional in Florida because it is. We won't go back. We will keep fighting." Democrat Charlie Crist tweeting in part, "The DeSantis ban on women's reproductive freedom is an attack on all of our freedoms. This is one step in a long process. To protect reproductive freedom, we need to win the governor's race. Full stop."
6:05 is now the time. This morning, the state's new parental rights and education law is in effect in our schools. The controversial legislation has been dubbed by critics as the Don't Say Gay law. It limits classroom instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity in grades K through 3rd and similar topics at any grade level if they're not considered age appropriate. It also allows parents to sue districts over such violations. Now, the Palm Beach County School District has adopted a new policy last month for this fall that follows the law. Under the plan, parents could object to classroom materials based on morality, sex, or religion by writing a complaint. Then, a school review committee composed of a teacher, a school counselor, principal, and a representative designated by the regional superintendent, along with other district officials, would consider the issue.
All right, Sam, let's take a live look inside Palm Beach International Airport, one of many airports shaping up for a busy day for air travel. This is supposed to be the busiest one of the weekend. Not too many people out there here at 6:06 this morning. But the holiday travel rush coming as Delta Airlines pilots were seen picketing outside several airports. There you're seeing Newark, Los Angeles, New York, and Seattle. Pilots say they stepped up to help out when the pandemic hit the industry hard. Now they're calling for a raise and better schedules. The Union for Airline Pilots says thousands of its members are working more hours, even though thousands of flight cancellations have impacted customers. When we look at how flights are doing this morning, you can see locally not so bad. 5 delays, 1 cancellations at PBI, 11 delays, 4 cancellations at Fort Lauderdale, but hundreds delayed. We're seeing more canceled here than we just saw an hour ago, almost 200 across the country. Make sure you check with your airline for the status of your flight before you head out the door, and do it a lot because this is changing by the minute.
Let me bring you a little bit of good news if you're hitting the road for the holiday weekend. Gas prices keep falling steadily after hitting record highs earlier this month. According to AAA, the national average is down 8 cents from last week. So we're looking at a national average right now of $4.84 a gallon. Our state average also down to just $4.60 a gallon right now. And drivers in Palm Beach County can also expect to pay about 16 cents more, though, than that state average at $4.76. Now, if you plan on hitting the roads today, experts say to leave before 10 o'clock this morning or after 9 o'clock tonight to avoid any crazy traffic. Experts say July 3rd and July 4th are expected to be the best days to drive.
And starting today, you can save a few extra bucks on some outdoor gear and recreational supplies. This is part of the state's Freedom Week, the third of 9 sales tax holidays this year. Some tax-free items include fishing supplies like rods and reels, camping supplies like lanterns and sleeping bags. Other eligible items include sports equipment and admissions to events. Keep in mind, though, everything must be under a certain price for the items to be tax-free. Make sure you head over to our website, CBS12.com, for a complete list on items you can save money on. The tax holiday runs until Thursday.
6:09 is now the time. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning about a listeria outbreak linked to Florida. How they say most people are getting sick and what you can do to keep from getting infected.
And before your family hits the pool this weekend, parents, you have to know this warning about these floats for babies. We'll tell you how they can do more harm than good.
And before we head to break, here's a live look in Port Canaveral this morning where a United Launch Alliance rocket hopes to head up into space after last night's launch got scrubbed. Ahead, we will see if weather conditions are cooperating for liftoff tonight. Stay with us here on CBS 12 News this morning, the one to turn to.